All right. It's 8 o'clock, Tim. Are you ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready.
It's about that time.
Like, are we just jumping right into it?
It's go time, baby.
Let me chug this beer real quick.
Oh, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Funky Panther. Coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas. We've got another awesome show for you here on episode number 54. We've got Lou CharLe in the building. You want to say hey, man?
What's up? How y'all doing, man?
Awesome. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and let's get into it. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
We are
the Funky Panther!
Hey.
We're here. You're here.
I'm here.
Welcome, man.
I appreciate y'all having me. You know, that sounds a lot cooler, like seeing it in person. Y'all do the Funky Panther thing.
I thought you were going to say, it's much better when I'm listening and not have to see your faces.
It's cool to see it. It's cool to see it. Like, you just hear it. Yeah. I got the visual to go with it.
Now you're stuck with that. Sorry about you. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here, man. Yeah, I've been following you guys for a little bit, man. My friend Monica Teague, she put me on the so yeah, I'm happy.
Shout out to Monica for making this happen.
Yeah,
appreciate you, Monica.
Yeah.
And then I bought your stuff because we've been really listening to the new album a lot.
That's dope. I really appreciate it.
And so really enjoying it, which we'll get more into the album and the music and stuff like that. But first, we want to get to know you.
Okay.
Because we don't know anything about you other than the songs.
That's dope.
And your relationship stuff off of Corks and Cowtown.
Right, relationship stuff, for sure.
So we're going to start off with the Funky Five, just 5 quick fire questions on things that you like, generally kind of like local, but not all.
Okay.
All right, so number 1, your favorite Fort Worth restaurant.
Favorite Fort Worth restaurant. I was going back and forth on this.
You prepped?
Yeah, well, hey man, I listened. I was like, they're not going to stump me. Y'all probably will, but I was like, they're not going to.
We got to make up some more questions.
No, stop. Y'all are going to get me. I was thinking, I mean, you can't really go wrong with Bearded Lady. You can't go wrong.
No, that's true.
You can't go wrong with Bearded Lady.
That's a good one.
That's an easy one.
What do you like to eat when you're at Bearded Lady?
The mac and cheese.
Ooh,
and I just like to load it up with just put everything in. Just throw everything in it.
Nice.
It ends up being like a $30 bowl of mac and cheese.
Worth it.
That sounds really good right now, actually.
It's good.
All right, number 2, favorite drinking spot.
So many, man. I mean, everywhere. Like, you know, y'all got something.
So many.
Just pour me up. Nah, I like Boiled Owl. I think that's a really dope spot. I also like. Have y'all been to Southside Cellar?
Yes,
dude.
Yeah,
I took my homeboy there and he lost his damn mind. Like he was like, bro, I never knew that this was here. Like craft beer guy.
Yeah,
and he was like, dude, my wife just gonna have to be pissed, bro. Like I was like,
there's a lot of options over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
and it can get expensive too.
Exactly.
They got some good stuff on tap.
Exactly. Yeah.
I saw yesterday that they had like this $3.50 entire tap wall, and if I didn't already have something going on, like that's the night to go. Like
it's like Monday. It's like a Monday. It's a Monday or something
nice.
like that. Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
But it's quaint. It's at night it's kind of dark and I don't know. It's real nice. Yeah. I like that spot.
It's very comfy.
Cool spot.
It's a place to take your lady or your fella.
Yeah, or just you.
Or just me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you haven't taken me there yet.
You've never been there?
No.
Oh shit! What?
Yeah, you gotta
it's
go.
across the street from Nickel.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah, we've been there.
I just haven't been there yet.
I've been there a couple
It's
times.
a cool spot.
So Tim is kind of the the homebody.
I am the
negative
homebody,
Nancy
man.
of the group.
I'm not negative.
Yeah.
You don't like doing shit.
All right. Favorite local musician.
Lou CharLe.
Yeah. Okay.
I was about to say you can be
Done. Easy.
Favorite Lou CharLe.
Favorite podcast.
Favorite podcast. I don't have one.
No.
Oh no. Favorite. Oh, okay. Well, favorite. Let's see. I really
Doesn't have to be local.
Yeah, I used to like the Joe Budden podcast a lot.
Oh,
Okay.
before Rory and
them all left.
yeah.
But I think so. Now I think I'm like Drink Champs with Nori and DJ FN.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Drink Champs is cool. They have cool guests, so like it's cool.
I like that.
Do you got like a favorite like YouTuber or something like that you watch?
Very YouTuber. Oh, that's a good one. I don't know.
Here I am coming with a sidebar.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I have a favorite YouTuber. Like there's this guy, he's like a streetwear fashion blogger. His name's Keezy. He's pretty dope.
Cool.
So I like, puts me on the
What's your favorite streetwear? Now you're talking about that.
Probably. I mean, I've been heavy on Supreme for a minute, and
You got the Supreme shirt?
Yeah, I got the
See
Supreme
you.
shirt. I've been heavy on Supreme for a minute, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, Bape. Like I like Bape.
Man,
a
it's
lot.
hard to get Bape. I mean,
It's so hard to get Bape.
I can never really find what I want because they always have
Exactly.
like those awesome collabs. I can never get my hands on it. They always sell out. You got to have a bot. I dabble in Supreme. I got, of course, the Wheaties box right there.
Yeah, I saw it.
I got the fridge.
We'll
over
show you the
there.
living room here in a little bit. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, man.
The toothpaste, the Band-Aids, the
That's
dude.
lit. Dude,
Everything.
that's so
I got
lit.
the little mini fridge, and
Yeah.
and I fuck with that. And of course, the anti fucking whatever the skateboard right there.
Yeah.
I fuck with it.
That's dope,
I fuck
man.
with it.
That's dope.
I fuck with it.
Okay,
Headset
we heard
forever.
you. We heard you. Jeez.
We're gonna make you apologize for that later.
Yeah, we are.
Of course.
All right. Favorite movie that when it comes on, you've got to stop what you're doing and watch that movie till the end.
This is the one I had to prep for. This was like the question I had to prep for. Okay, Blue Streak. It's like on
really?
all. It's always on.
Yeah.
And like I've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have to watch Blue Streak.
Cancel my plans.
Yeah. Blue Streak.
That's honestly, I think on one of my, I have like a huge list of movies because
Yeah.
I just love movies, but Blue Streak is definitely
Blue Streak.
Dude, that thing is funny, man.
Streak.
I watched that the other day. I was scrolling through, I think it was like Netflix, and there it was. I was like, that's what I'm watching.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Blue
You ever
Streak.
seen it?
No. I have
Really?
not,
Oh,
but
you
I
need
have to. Yeah.
you need to.
It's a quintessential Mark Lawrence film.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You get early Dave Chappelle in there too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you did it, and you did it pretty quickly.
Did it quick.
Hey!
I told you.
Preparation.
I was prepped.
You said you weren't going to catch us off guard.
We had
We ain't gonna
sidebars
catch
and
you off
everything,
guard, yeah.
and he still got it.
I know we had the side ones too. Is the Illuminati real?
Is the Illuminati real?
Yeah. Or is there any other secret organizations that are like real?
I believe there are.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're real.
Should we be talking about this?
Yeah, I mean,
Are we gonna be safe after this?
doesn't matter. This is a simulation. We're living in a simulation.
Hey,
Uh-oh. I think we just went, oh, no. I guess they're watching, huh?
yeah,
Son of a bitch. Is that really?
we just shut down.
Ah,
We'll
shit.
just shut
I
down.
just got the
Oh,
blood.
no. I think Illuminati just shut us down. Or
shut down.
something. I don't know what that
Jesus
was.
Christ. There's somebody out there. There's the Bilderbergs or the guys who did 9/11.
Did you say Build-A-Bear?
Bilderbergs.
That's what I thought you said at first. I was like, what?
This is a whole new thing that I haven't heard about with Build-A-Bear.
Yeah, Build-A-Bears are behind everything.
Okay.
Like
Well, it's like that up in
air
Chicago.
trails and
What was it in Chicago?
Chemtrails.
Like every it seems like almost like every few miles there's a mattress store.
yes.
And they think it's all like tied into money laundering or something.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah,
That
shit.
sounds like that sounds believable.
Yeah, that's believable.
that's believable.
All right, but let me ask you this: aliens, they real or no?
Hell yeah, they're real.
Okay.
Hell yeah, they're
Without
real.
hesitation.
The aliens are
All right,
real.
all
bro.
right.
Like the whole UFO thing.
Oh, yeah.
that happened.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude. It's naive for us to believe that we're the only.
I've been saying that.
only.
We're not
Yeah.
special.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not special.
We're not special.
You know, and I don't get really religious that often on the show or anything like that. But if you believe that, in my opinion, if you believe that God made everybody, why would He just pick us in one little spot
And
for
stop.
an entire universe,
and
right?
stop.
Yeah.
So that makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
Aliens gotta be real.
they got to be real.
All right.
But think about it, we're aliens to somebody else.
Exactly.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
My parents are aliens. I mean,
I thought there was a
I
joke
love it.
coming, but that was the joke. I got it.
That was it.
Yeah, we can't.
I don't want to say they're illegal because then it's the whole legal thing that I can't say. I don't know why I said it.
Yeah, I don't know why you
They're
said
legal now.
Yeah.
They're legal now, but
Parents are.
Is there a statute of limitations on that or what?
yeah, it's been over 30 years, 40 years. It's fine.
You're like it's been over
Yeah,
four years. You know, it's cool.
They're fine. They
Yeah.
crossed over. They did their thing.
All right. Well, that, I think, wraps up all the questions and the weird ones. So.
Did the Illuminati kill Aaliyah?
Oh, okay, I guess not.
No.
You don't
Actually,
think
no. Well, maybe Jay-Z might have.
Well, because Dame Dash had to
Exact-
sacrifice somebody.
Exactly. But Dame, I don't know. Maybe Jay, I don't know.
But Dame, now, what happened with Dame?
This
I mean,
is getting-
he's still making
getting
money.
deep.
But
He is.
He's still making money, but he's not in the spotlight
No,
anymore.
no,
you know?
that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Biggs makes money, but
Biggs makes money.
yeah.
As I start
That's
turning,
Rockefeller.
yeah,
You're talking about
Rockefeller. Yeah, we're talking about-
Yeah, Rockefeller Records, man.
All right, now that's it.
The
That-
dynasty
that's it.
continues.
I've still been
Yeah,
trying
die.
to. I've still been trying to figure out like the whole what was it, Suge Knight and
Tupac.
Yeah, and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
Suge Knight injected Eazy-E.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That's always been the theory.
He did it.
I think he did that.
I think he did that.
I think he did.
He's
that.
That's believable
He
for sure.
seemed he seemed pretty freaking vindictive to do it.
don't
so-
give
Did you see that?
Shit.
Did you see that? Like that interview where he was like he kind of alluded to.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
saw that?
yeah, yeah,
You saw
I
that?
did.
Okay, I was like, come
I was
on,
like,
bro.
these motherfuckers are ruthless.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can say like, I'm not afraid of motherfuckers, but like Suge Knight, I'm afraid of that motherfucker.
Yeah, 'cause
Like,
you
Yeah,
just
he's
don't
gonna
know
make
what
something
he's
happen.
doing. Yeah, he'll make something happen.
oh,
yeah.
he can be in jail. It don't matter.
Yeah, he's gonna make
It does not matter. I'm sorry.
yeah.
It's been over like 30 years, but fuck that. Like that guy can still do something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, calm down.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You got real hyped up real
Hey
quick.
man, I mean like shit.
So, in Fort Worth news, just real quick before we get into some additional questions and get to know you a little bit more, there's some big historical event that happened this past week. Big deal to the nation, but also a real big deal here in Fort Worth because of Miss Opal Lee, right?
Right.
94 years old, has been having these 2.5 mile walks every year and really advocating for Juneteenth becoming a national and federal holiday. And that finally happened last week, which is really, really cool. And she was at the Capitol whenever Joe Biden signed it into.
I didn't realize she was at the Capitol.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
She was standing right next to him. And then she had a walk, again, like she does every year. A few years ago, she walked from here to D.C., I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like every year, it's like 2.5 miles, and that's to represent the 2.5 years it took for Texas to kind of understand that it was not okay to have slaves anymore, right?
Right.
And so, but yeah, went to the walk. That's why my neck is so sunburned on Saturday. But it was really cool, just like to see everyone come out and walk, and it was really cool. So shout out to Miss Opal Lee, and really, really cool for Fort Worth and her and everyone else. So
I don't think she's a longtime listener.
no, I absolutely.
But we might be able to get her-
guarantee she has never listened.
We might
to
be able to
this
get her on this.
Still a big deal.
Yeah.
Still really
No,
cool.
yeah.
No, that's really dope. That's really dope.
So, we got to know a little bit about you through those questions, but why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Who is Lou?
Who's Lou?
Who is Lou?
Who is
That's
Lou?
right.
Great question. Lou CharLe, Fort Worth hip hop artist, Fort Worth based hip hop artist. I was born in Houston, Texas, moved all over. Eventually landed into Fort Worth to go to TCU. From there, I started doing this like local public access like freestyle show.
All right.
And I would do it like, religiously, like every week. You just come into the studio and you rap, and I do it every week. And then from there, I got into the local scene. And then like once I got in the local scene, I was like, oh my God, this is such a crazy, vibrant, like, music scene. And I was like, man, I gotta stay. Like I love it here. And from there, like from discovering the local scene, I kind of, fell in love with like Fort Worth as a city, the whole Metroplex and everything like that. And then from there, man, I've just been blessed to have a whole bunch of cool opportunities come my way. So,
What was that show?
What was it show? I don't know the name of it. Don't know the name. It slips my mind.
So, how long have you been here?
I've probably been here for about maybe 10 years. 10 years, yeah. 10
Awesome.
years, yeah. So I've been here for about 10 years and really making music, like taking music seriously for about 5.
Yeah.
About 5 of those. So yeah.
Nice.
What part of Houston?
North side, so like Aldine,
Yeah.
like 1960, whatever, 1960 Aldine, all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how many albums do you have now?
Oh, good question. I would say about like maybe 5, 6.
Yeah.
Maybe 5, 6. But like, rappers do mixtapes, and like now it's like the single game, and everybody's
like
dropping
EPs and
singles,
stuff like that,
EPs. So it gets kind of convoluted when you try to like think about how many you have and everything.
But for being serious for 5 years, it's pretty good, though.
Yeah.
It's real good.
Yeah, for sure. Just try to have the high output.
So the first time for, you've been here. What was it, like 2012 where y'all did the I Love Fort Worth?
Yeah. We did that one. Yeah, that came about really funny because they played it in the studio, and I said, "Nah, I don't want to do it."
Yeah.
And then I left. I left. I don't want to do it. And then it was like during the summer. I drove down to go see my parents. I was like down in Houston for a little bit. I was in Houston for a day, and I was like, You know what? I'm gonna do it. And I drove right back up. I drove right back up.
How close were you? You had to turn around.
When I turned around, no, I was in Houston for like a full day. Like I drove to Houston, and then I was like, "Yo, mom, dad, I'll be back. And then I went, dropped the verse in the studio, and then drove right back.
Oh wow! What made you decide to go?
When?
What made you decide?
What made me go inside? I just thought it was a cool song. I don't know. I'd be in those weird creative moments where I'm like, I don't want to do that. You know, like I don't want to do that. And so I was in one of those moments, and they were like, "Well, just take the record and just listen to it." Yeah. And I was listening to it while I was driving, and I was like, "All right, I'll do it."
And actually I had a question about that because you had so 7 other artists on there, 7 or 8, and I was thinking how y'all recorded it because obviously how did that come together? I mean, how did that come together?
Yeah. So shout out to Royal South. He was kind of the mastermind behind it, but he pitched it to one of the guys who ran the studio I was recording out of that time, and the guy was like, "Lou, you should jump on it." And that's kind of how I got on it. But he just kind of reached out to a whole bunch of different people. A lot of times, at that video shoot was when I met a lot of those guys. Yeah. I met a lot of those guys at the video shoot. I had known of them, you know what I mean? Just because we know everybody else. But my first time actually meeting them was a lot of those dudes was at the video shoot. Yeah.
And this was in 2012? Is that what you said?
Yeah, 2012.
So that was early you in Fort Worth.
That was early.
Did you love Fort Worth already by then?
I had loved it. I loved it.
Lies.
I loved it.
He went to TCU.
I loved it. Man.
You go to TCU, you got to love Fort Worth, and you bleed purple. That's
you bleed purple.
That's how it works.
That's exactly how it works.
He gets to Houston. He's like, you know what? I do love Fort Worth. I'm going to go out on and head on back and go ahead and do this song.
That's exactly what happened, man. I got down to Houston. That humidity hit me. And I was like, I love Fort Worth.
I can't do this shit, man. This is too
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. So fast forward to now, you've got a new album, Life Goes On, right?
Yeah.
So what was your inspiration behind the family reunion kind of marketing behind pushing that album out?
I thought that with the pandemic and everything that's gone on, it had been a while since I've been able to touch my fans and be we could come together as what, and I thought, well, what's that representative of? And I'm a family reunion. You don't, it's been a while since you've seen your cousin.
Yeah.
But y'all keep up kind of, through Instagram and stuff like that, Snapchat, whatever. But it's been a minute since we've been able to all be in one place. And I always think that that's a special, special moment. So I kind of wanted to center that around the album, especially when some of the topics that I kind of dive into on the album. Yeah. I think that, trying to do it in a way that this isn't fast food where you can just digest it real quick. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's no, we're gonna have to sit down. We're gonna have to go through it kind of deliberately, and that's why I went that route with it.
I thought it was really cool because you sign up for it online, right? And then you kind of get these, what was it, daily emails, and they were kind of pinpointed to hey, your cousin's on the grill, and very I don't know, it was really cool. It was different, right? I don't think I've ever had something get me that excited about an album coming out, and then you also drop a song each day, I think is what it was. Yeah, it was really cool. I thought it was really, really smart.
I appreciate it.
I just looking at this. Make memories, love while you can, live in the moment, life goes on.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what is that from?
That's on his SoundCloud.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just the emails were pretty funny.
Yeah. They were great. we signed up as the Funky Panther, and we've all got the email on our phones, so we're pulling them up each day. Yeah.
That's dope.
I thought you were writing them personally. I'm like, damn, Chad. You didn't tell me, man. I would have gotten involved in this too. We were talking about our favorite tracks earlier, and mine was Delta. Delta's my favorite track.
Delta. That's top 2 for me. Delta's. I love that song a lot. I love that song a lot.
For me, What It Cost, right?
What It Cost.
Was that number 2?
Yeah, What It Cost. Yeah.
That one had a serious Kendrick vibe halfway through, right?
Yeah, it switched up. Yeah, the switch up. Yeah, man.
And then the Family Portrait. No, yeah, Family Portrait, right? That one had I don't know, just the words you used in that song, like I could relate to that song the most. I thought that was a really, really good song.
That's my favorite song.
Yeah, number one?
Yeah. Family Portrait's my favorite song.
See, that's how I felt about Till Further Notice. I loved how you finished it.
Yeah.
But man, so the beat, you've got this killer like lo-fi vibe going on with it. And I'm just like, yeah, that's what I love. I love listening to that like kind of scratchiness from the vinyl in the background.
Right.
Those bells, man, dude, sounds so good. And then the lyrics on, I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
I get why that's the last song.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah. Had to end it with the. So usually when I'm like making an album or whatever, I usually make the first track of the album last, and usually like the last track first. Usually, that's usually how. That's usually how it goes. I don't know why, but that's usually how it goes. With this one, I had the whole album finished, and I was like, "How do I end it?" And then I heard that beat Till Further Notice, and I was like, "Yeah, this is how you end it. This is how you end it."
Yeah, very good, and it flows real well from beginning to end. There was definitely some thought put in there too.
I appreciate it.
So speaking of beats, and like samples. What's your favorite? Because I know you used Lupe Fiasco's Fresh Cool Young Lou, trying to catch the microphone check 212. What are your favorite samples or instrumentals, like in hip hop?
Good question. Anything Tribe Called Quest related?
Ooh, yes.
That's like they're like, and you know what? Like I'll be honest. Like a lot of like what I like. Because I educated myself on hip hop, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of what I came up on was from the guys who I was listening to. Yeah. Like Kanye on his like first album, he said everybody wanted Tribe Called Quest, but all they got left with was a guy called West. And I was like, who the hell is Tribe Called Quest? Like that was like I was like I gotta go back and listen. And I went through and I was like. I was like, wow.
Okay, so this is going to be a chain of questions now. Okay, so like, what was was that your first? Okay, your first introduction to hip hop? Like, what was it? What was your first memory of hip hop?
First memory of hip hop was probably OPP. Like,
you know me.
Yeah, that was probably my first introduction to like my first introduction where I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Okay, probably OPP.
Favorite Tribe song?
Electric Relaxation.
Oh yeah!
Easy.
Oh my god!
Easy.
Okay, now I did not know that the Wayans. Okay, like the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
Of course, like they had that as their intro.
Yeah.
But I didn't know until like I listened to Electric Relaxation that it was.
You didn't realize?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay.
And so my song is a Scenario. Scenario is my favorite one.
Scenario's a great one.
And so like my favorite all time the first time I got introduced to hip hop was Pete Rock and CL Smooth's They Reminisce Over You.
Yeah.
That's my
Troy,
all-time favorite.
You can't go wrong with that one.
No, not at all. Pete Rock and CL, but CL, the way he just like lets it loose is just like smooth and simple. I mean, it tells a story, you know? I mean, like, just like with what you're putting out too. It's like you're telling it like... It goes perfect. Look at them. They're just like, let's go ahead and pour it.
I mean, you're having a good time. Letting you do you.
Fucking go for it, man.
Well, JOE's on. He said, crack the beer open. Cheers, JOE.
Cheers, JOE, my guy, man. Yeah. So
I'm sure he's drinking a beer.
You know he's drinking a beer. You know he's drinking a beer.
I think my first introduction to hip hop was probably the Aerosmith Run DMC.
Okay, yeah.
Like I remember hearing that. I'm like, who are these guys? And then listening to Run DMC and really being like, okay,
that's probably most white kids. First.
But then like OPP. Crisscross. Yeah.
Okay.
Are y'all Beastie Boys fans?
Yeah, I love Beastie Boys.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's what I was about to say. Like, you know, people got the Aerosmith and Run DMC vibe, but that introduced them to like getting into Beastie Boys. It's more of your like hip hop and rock genre mix.
Right.
You know,
so like I really got into and honestly I think it's thanks to you probably, but Tyler the Creator.
Oh yeah.
So I just love like his beats. I love how he just sounds whenever he's rapping, and it just has this unique sound. But then the first hip hop album I bought, or first vinyl record I ever bought, was Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid,
Mad City.
Yeah. So
it's amazing.
Perfect album.
Yeah, that's a perfect album to be your first one.
Absolutely.
Very first vinyl. Yeah.
That's a perfect one. That's a perfect one.
So tell us more about your like influences in hip hop, like the way your sound, like how do you kind of like go around like your style? Like I want to hear about your style.
Right. So like I think every great artist steals something from like the people that they like, right? So I told you like Kanye.
Yeah.
That era of those guys like Kanye, Tribe Called Quest, Common, Lupe Fiasco, those are all guys that like I love listening to their music. But then like even the today's like the J. Cole, he really inspires me. Drake really inspires me. Kendrick really inspires me. Like those three artists really. But they've influenced me. But then you also have like smaller, like maybe not smaller, but lesser known artists like Code of the Friend. I'm a big fan of Code of the Friend. I don't even know if you guys have never heard. Check him out. He's really cool. He's definitely worth the listen. But there's like you just pull from different influences and different things. And now that I said that, go listen to the album again, and you'll be like, okay, you'll be like, okay, I get it. And that's good. That's kind of what I like to do, but I like to pull from Lupe's storytelling. I think he's one of the greatest storytellers. Absolutely. He's just crazy. And like I listen to music because I like to hear the story sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm big on like, okay, now take me to a place.
Yeah.
Take me somewhere. Yeah. Where are you gonna take me? You know what I mean? On top of that, you have like the Waynes who are just like Lil Wayne who just rap his ass off just about nothing. Yeah. But it's just like says it in a way like his wordplay is just like you're rapping about absolutely nothing, but God damn.
It's like there's no substance behind the words you're saying, but the way you put them together.
Was just like I've never thought about that before. Yeah. And Wayne's great at that. But those a few.
I mean that answered my question because I was going to ask you who you draw your influence from, but coming from Houston.
Yeah.
I mean, did you get into that chopped and screwed and all that stuff at some point?
Heavy, man. I was so heavy on
UGK.
that.
I feel like you have to be.
I was heavy on
all
that.
of Texas was.
Well, so I was born in Houston. I moved around a lot, and eventually got to Fort Worth. In the process of moving around, that was when like Houston was like on fire.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Houston was on fire, and like everywhere I went, I'm from Houston. Like I'm not from Texas. I'm from Houston.
It's a big deal.
And Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Chameleonaire. You talk about like he makes it. He's high on my all time like list. Just like because I love he's one, I love the way he puts his words together. I think that he's great that way. And then he's just different. He's just different than like all of the other Houston rappers. He's different. He's just so different. But
his voice is different. Just
different.
He
the way he like hits his hooks. I mean, Devin the Dude. I just said hitting the hook. Devin the Dude's insane too. Mike Jones. That's where I'm actually going. Mike Jones. That's where I'm going. There's a Mike Jones concert in Fort Worth. Well, Fort Worth tonight. That's where I'm going.
Oh, really?
Is it at Haltom?
Haltom. Yeah.
Haltom
They're doing it at Haltom. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna pull up there after.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit.
Where'd you get the who's Lou? Who's
Lou? Where'd I get that? I was coming out of like a management deal, and I was making a whole bunch of music that I didn't like. And I was like, man, I got to rebrand myself. What am I going to do? And I was like, man, but who is Lou CharLe? Like, who is this guy? Like, who am I trying to be? Who is? And then I was like, so I was like, who is Lou? Because he just ran in my head. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm hashtagging everything who is Lou. Everything's who is Lou. I'm going to make who is Lou t-shirts. And then, I'm going to get like a hot chick to say who is Lou, and then we're gonna, on every song we're just gonna hit who is Lou, and we're gonna do that. So yeah. That's kind of how it happened.
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
That's how it happened.
So on the album that you could get on SoundCloud, right, from the email, right?
Right.
Did not see like there's extra songs on the actual CD.
Right.
One of those you have with Paul Wall.
Right.
How did that happen? I mean, you just mentioned like some of the people, big deal Houston rap, right?
Yeah.
How'd you get Paul Wall on the song?
We have mutual friends. Or I'll tell you, that's the short story is we have mutual friends. The long story is that I met Paul Wall at a Beto rally.
Oh, really?
Houston.
Okay.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's how we first met. Like, I was down in Houston. I was shooting a pilot for a television show. and we were working on. It was like think like Anthony Bourdain meets like music culture.
Yeah.
So like going around to different cities and like discovering. So they wanted to shoot a pilot in Houston. Didn't get picked up. Whatever. Cool. But my mom lives in Houston, and she was like, hey, my friend is a donor for Beto, and they have like VIP tickets. Do you want to go to this little event? And my mom, like, she don't really like go places like too. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, if you want to go, I'll go with you, Mom. And she was like, all right, cool. She was like, hey, she says there's some rapper guy up there, and I was like, okay, cool. She said, I just told him you don't know about Lou CharLe. The Fort Worth's best rapper is about to pull up here right now. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, you know, these are older ladies. They weren't up on the Houston like rap. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, Mom. And I was like, so we go to the thing. I walk in, I'm like, oh shit, that's Paul Wall. I was like, this lady just told that shit to Paul Wall. Like, okay. All right. So I'm like, I got to introduce
Your mom believes in you.
I know, right?
Your mom believes in you.
I know, right? I got to introduce myself. I'm like, I walk up. I go, hey, yo, Paul, what's good? Da, 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 da.
Oh,
he was like, oh, you that guy. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And then from there, we figured out we had mutual friends and all kinds of stuff like that.
Dude, I've been following him on TikTok. You see him on?
Yeah.
Dude, he like does some cool shit, and he's all about like giving back to the community. Like, I would love to like sit down and talk with the dude, because he seems like just such a cool cat in his older age now.
Yeah,
I'm sure he was wild back in the day.
Yeah. He's so cool. What's cool about him is that, like, when you see him with his fans, he looks so. Not even looks. He's so appreciative. Very humble. Very humble, super appreciative, super like you know. And I think that's taken him like farther in his career than anything, because and it definitely taught me something. Like, you know, one of the reasons why I did the album the way I did it was because I wanted that one-on-one like touch with the fan, like with the listener. I won't even say fan, the listener, right? Because like you can get caught up in like the Spotify numbers and all of that cool stuff and everything, but you got to understand there's a person behind that number, and I think he gets it. And you know, I just want to. For me and my movement and everything, I want to build that sense of community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now it's on SoundCloud, but it's like locked, right? Like where can people listen to it?
Where can they listen to it? They gotta go to whoisloucharles.com and go get that. Yeah, go get it. Go, and you know, eventually maybe one day we might have it out there and everything for Spotify. You know. Cliffhanger.
It might happen.
It might happen one day. Maybe one day. But for now, I think that I like it being kind of, rap is counterculture, rap is underground, rap is all of that. Yeah. I wanted to let it live a little bit. Let it live a little bit underground, and you know, we're gonna perform some of those songs at Louisville and everything. So it'll be dope.
We'll be there.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be dope.
We're real excited about it.
It's gonna be dope. So
I want to shed some light on like how your process goes, because you know, everybody writes music, everybody writes things differently. So my question is, do you get a beat in your head and you're just like sitting there like thinking about it, and you put lyrics down to it, or do you have like wherever you're at, you're just writing kind of thing?
Good question. For me, if I think of something cool at that point in time, like just randomly, I'll write it down. Like just randomly, like, oh, that's a cool idea. Or like, that's a cool concept. Or that's like, you know, or like do that. But most times I usually get a beat, or, you know, either I get beats sent to me from, you know, different producers, or sometimes I'll start off making the beat and I'll get it to a certain point and I'll be like, oh, this sounds cool. And then I'll send it to somebody else and they'll be like, okay, yeah, we'll make it like better. You know what I mean? And then from there, I add the lyrics to it. But a lot of times, man, that's pretty much the process. Okay. Like, that's the process. Like, you get the beat, I lay some reference vocals, and then from there, I might sit on it for like a few days, maybe a week, whatever. And I come back to it. And if it grabs me, again on the second listen. I'll be like, okay, let's make this song. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I find that so interesting because so we've had I don't know if you caught any like the episodes with Dustin Massey comes on. So I asked him same question kind of deal. So different genre of music, right? He was all like, yeah, I'll be in my car, and he'll just come up with like this like cool guitar riff, and he's like singing it into his, or he'll have like lyrics. He said, if anybody steals my phone, they're gonna think that I'm like some emo kid or whatever. That's whatever. And so it's just cool, like thinking about how everybody does does it a little bit differently, and getting kind of into that creative process. It's really interesting.
So some of my best songs have been made off of like voice, like voice memos. Like I have a song called "Why Not." I did that on my lunch break when I was working like this job, and I was just like, I just did this voice memo. I was like, hey, yo, do you have something? And then I sent it to my producer. I was like, yo, make something around this. And then it came back, and I was like, hell, he nailed it. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then I have this other song, Run It Back. And Run It Back, the hook was just a freestyle that I did. Like, me and my brother were chilling. We were probably like 5, 6, 7 beers deep. We just start freestyling. That's what rappers do. When they get drunk, they just start freestyling. Turn the beat on. They just start freestyling. We were at the crib, and then that song started. I was like, oh, that's good. Let's record that. That's good. That's good. So that's how.
That's hot.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. That's how it happens every time.
Just record them all. One's got to be good.
One's got to be good. Just record them all, and you don't have
to remember. Just you'll have it tomorrow. You can
let the chips fall where they may.
So, how long did it take you to write this album?
I wrote it during the pandemic. Okay. So I wrote it from probably whenever March to the last song was written and finished and recorded in like December.
Okay.
So March to December. What I do is I make a lot of songs. I make too many songs, and then I like whittle it down. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like all the songs, even the songs that are on the actual physical copy were made during the pandemic. You know what I mean? But I just didn't feel like they fit the storyline of Life Goes On. But I was like, but these songs go hard. I was like, they go hard. So
they will see the light of day.
They will see the light of day. Not on this one. Not on the album.
It's like Pac's process. He'd like record like 20 or 50 songs a day or something like that.
Dude, no. He wasn't doing that. He's still alive. That's why we still get stuff sent out.
That's why we still get stuff.
That's why stuff is still hitting mainstream.
It's like
that's
it.
Did y'all see that thing where Jada? They said it was a meme on Twitter, and it was like Jada Smith comes out with a new poem for Tupac every month. He's still like, have you been seeing that? She writes poems to Tupac because they were close. Yeah. So she writes like poems to Tupac, and they get like released every birthday, like every year. She writes a poem. Right. I'm like, yo, Will Smith, like, what do you think? Like, I would be sitting back like, come on, bro.
Well, but Jada was caught in an entanglement. So
she was caught in an entanglement. But how are you in an entanglement with the ghost? Like, come on, bro. Like with the ghost.
That guy's alive, man. That dude's over there.
Man, he went to fucking hiding. That's what happened, man.
He's in that volcano with Marley where they have that special weed.
Cuba. He's in Cuba.
Yeah, in a volcano?
Dude, that's been the theory, man.
Oh my God,
there's been sightings of like Tupac in Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cuba, I believe, but a volcano?
Yeah, that's where they grow the best weed in Jamaica.
There's no volcano in Cuba, though. That's where Tupac's at.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like that Chappelle skit where, they play Tupac in the club, and he's like talking about the election. He's like, George W. Smith. Probably never heard of him. It's a local election or some shit like that.
That skit is great, bro. That skit is great.
Because they're just like, the hell?
That skit is great, bro. That skit is hilarious.
So you've got Lollapalooza at Tulips this Saturday. What can you tell us about that?
I'm gonna tell you, it's a lineup stacked with just like heavy hitters. Like I think one thing I love about Lollapalooza is I get the opportunity to like set my lineup, and like I'm just like through and through. It's just a bunch of dope acts that like. It's gonna have that family reunion vibe. Like it's like a bunch of dope acts that like I rock with, that put in work, that like they're gonna be awesome. Every Lollapalooza, gotta bring the energy. So it's gonna be a high energy show. It's gonna be dope. Got some tricks up my sleeve, and it's gonna be dope.
Sweet.
It's got some tricks. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Teasing it.
Anybody who misses out is gonna be like, damn. That's they're gonna see the stories and everything. Will be like, damn.
Nice.
All right.
We'll be posting shit for sure.
For sure.
So, what number Louapalooza is this then?
This will be 4th in person, 5th total. Like, we did the virtual joint last year. So so fourth one. I don't even know how to count it. I'm just calling it Louapalooza 21 now.
Yeah, I hear you. So this is going to be an awesome show. Excited about that. What is your favorite show you've ever performed?
Good question. I did open up for Chameleonaire once upon a time.
What?
Yeah, I did.
Big
he did.
Swing, isn't
Man, usually like a lot of the shows, like when you open up for people, you're like, okay, yeah, it's cool. I was like, and you'd be backstage, like chilling, like acting all cool. You know what I'm saying? Like you cool backstage and everything. I was like, fuck, then I'm going to the crowd. I was in the crowd, like, yo, I want to see this. So he did like a one-off show back in like 2016, probably 2016, 2017. And I got the opportunity to do that. I opened up for Cameron.
Ooh!
I did open up for Cameron. That was a big one for me too. I was like, Rico, what's up? I was like, Rico from Paid in Full. I was like, yo, Rico, what's up?
I hate you.
I hate you. But he was so cool. Like he was just cool.
Yeah.
Like you were like, all right, cool. So yeah,
I love Cameron.
Cameron, and that's like, it's funny because like, when you get to meet these people, or you meet the people that were big when you were coming up. Mm-hmm. That's when I get like starry-eyed. Like I get starry-eyed when I meet like the Camerons or like Nelly. Like I met Nelly and I like damn near like I was like, oh shit, that's Nelly. I was like, fuck. Like he came. I was in Atlanta and he came. Like there was this like short dude in a white hoodie and had the hoodie up and he was just walking around shaking everybody's hand. What's up? What's up? What's up? What? Shaking everybody's hand. Like, yo, what's good? You good? What's good? And then he walks up, shakes my hand. I look. I'm like, oh shit, that's Nelly. He's just like, I was like, oh. And then like it was funny because the manager I was with, he was just looking at me and like he was staring. You can see him across the room. He was like, he's like, act like you've been there. I was like, no. I was like, this is Nelly, bro. Like this is like my child. Like I was like, yeah,
this is my childhood right now.
This is my childhood right now. Like yeah, bro.
Is that the most starstruck you ever were with somebody?
I think Nelly was probably, he's up there, man. Yeah, Nelly. I don't want to like get anywhere near Rihanna because if I ever get near, I don't think I would act right.
I just want to see how I want to see how thick she is in real life. I'm sorry, but she is beautiful.
She's beautiful.
Oh my god.
I don't even want to like. I don't want to see how she smells. Like,
no,
like all that.
It's like how you were with Nelly times like 1,000.
I already know. If Nelly did that to me, like. Rihanna just gonna have me like
I'm gonna be walking down like this, like I can't look at I can't stand up all the way.
That's enough.
No. Oh my god. Give me like 1 minute,
no.
Rihanna. Oh Lord have mercy. You were talking about being starstruck, and like
hold on. I just got an email from Rihanna's manager, and she said they're
cease and desist.
Yeah, they got a cease and desist coming.
It's like how you were with Nelly. Like Kanye was over here at a Defender like 2-3 years ago.
I remember that. I remember that.
So like I met him, and he signed my Yeezy over there.
I walked in and I saw that, and I was like, that's not yay. I just walked by. I was like, that's like, I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
About that.
Oh my God. So I was like, I'm going to play it cool. I'm going to be like, yo, yay, what up, man? Like, I love your shit. Like, what's good? And then, I'm like, I'm going to play it cool. And when he came out, I'm like, oh my God, it's Kanye West. And I was like, I'm at Kanye West. I'm never going to fail. I was just
never going to fail.
Dude, oh my God. But I met Donald Glover, I
love this story.
Childish Gambino, like maybe 10 years ago at a Super Bowl party. It was 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was Gambino for like 2 years already, and he was on Community, and I'm like, yo, Donald Glover. And so we got a buddy named Mike the Bike, and he don't like Donald Glover for some reason, but only because as a comedian he didn't like him. Right. And I'm like, yo, I was with my best friend. I'm like, yo, man, I love your shit, but my best friend, he don't like you. And then one of my friends don't like you. And he looked over at my best friend and he's like, oh, no, not him, another guy. We had a good conversation for like 5 or 10 minutes, and I was drunk as fuck. So that's the only reason why I played it.
What was it, the Bud Light Motel
Bud Light Hotel at the Super Bowl. Yeah.
I think I was there, bro.
For real? In Dallas?
What night? What night were you there?
The night Pitbull played.
I was there.
Shit, really?
I fucking was there.
Holy shit.
Pitbull and Kesha. And
yes.
I was there.
Holy
fuck. And Nelly.
Yeah! Oh my God! Yeah, fucking full circle, God damn it!
I didn't know Donald Glover was there.
Bro, yes! He was there. I met like a bunch of football players that were cool as fuck, but Donald Glover I remember the most, and I was like, yo, can I get a picture with you? And he's like, yeah, man, for sure. We're about to take a picture, and he's like, yo, hold on, you're not gonna get stabbed, are you? You know, because your friend don't like me. But I told him, I'm like, yo, my friend thinks you're a douchebag, and I told him that. I told him I was drunk as fuck.
Yeah, I know.
I was drunk as fuck.
It happens quite a bit.
But yeah, man, that was a good fucking party,
that was a good party.
Holy fuck!
It was funny because there was a rap show going on that same night, and I just stumbled upon those free tickets, and I was like, and like my homeboys were like, but you're not gonna come? Like, you're not gonna come? So I was like, nah, bro. not tonight.
You're like, do you see the tickets I got?
Way more fun.
I was like, they were like, you really gonna go see Kesha? Like Kesha, bro? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Come on, man.
I was like, yeah, no, but that was a fun night.
That was a fun week. I mean, I met everybody I was on TV like 10 times. Bro. I was like on ESPN.
Jerry Jones was at like Risky's. There's football players all downtown Fort Worth. It was like nuts. It was crazy.
That was the only. I'm not going to condone this, Jake, because he's a cop friend. Yeah. But that was the only week where you can drive drunk and get away with it because of the ice, and you're like sliding everywhere, and the cops are like,
the ice was ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
That was ridiculous.
That's crazy how you were there, man.
I was there, bro.
Oh my God,
that's nuts. That's nuts.
Great memories, man.
That was memories.
Chad, have you ever got starstruck?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I did one time. I think we've talked about it before. It was just like at the old, and it was no one that I should have been starstruck by, but it was like at the old Black House.
Yeah.
I was a little drunk.
Oh, yeah.
And Leon was there, and I was like, I'm going to go say hi. And then I didn't, and my wife's like, here we go. And she goes and gets him to come take a picture with me like I was some kind of idiot. And he's like, all right, let's take this and get over with. But yeah, that was the only time. Like I've met other people like on planes and stuff and been fine. But yeah,
I remember walking through Vegas, and I was first time in Vegas. I was probably like 22, walking down through Treasure Island, and as I'm walking, I noticed these guys that are all tall. And I'm a tall guy. I'm like over 6 foot, and these guys are taller than I am.
Yeah, tall.
And I'm like, well, half of them were all in women's clothes, and then I noticed that actually all of them were like dressed up like women. And the main one was Dennis Rodman, and he's walking by in full on drag, and I'm just like, you're Dennis, you know? And he just like waves at me, keeps on walking. I wanted to talk to him, but I was just like, you're fucking Dennis Rodman, man. You're the worm.
That's crazy.
Meeting famous people is fun.
It is fun, but it makes you look so stupid.
Yeah,
it makes you look stupid.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Makes you look stupid.
Again, back to the Rihanna. If I ever met Beyonce, holy shit.
Yeah, man.
If I ever met Jennifer Aniston, oof.
Yeah, there's some people I just don't need to meet.
Yeah, for sure.
With that being said, what is one artist that you would really want to perform with?
Missy Elliott.
Yeah,
that would be. She's always like that would be like
crazy and fun.
Yeah, bro. Like it would be more than just like rap. It would be like it would be a production.
Yeah, it'd be a production, full on show.
You know what I mean? Like Missy Elliott is like, yeah. I've always been like, man, when I get on, I'm gonna hit up Missy wherever she's at and be like, yo, let's do something. You know what I mean?
Missy.
Yeah, man.
Whenever she was on the Super Bowl, or she performed at the Super Bowl a few years ago, and everyone's like, "Who is this Missy Elliott?" I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Weren't they? People were like, who was with her? Because they're like, oh, they're putting her on the map.
Exactly. Like Missy Elliott was the one that was the underdog. No one knew who she was. I'm like, bullshit. She's been around forever.
That was the same thing with whenever Post did that song with Ozzy, and people were like, Oh, it's so nice that he did a song with some,
Old guy.
Yeah, old nobody, or I'm like,
Or when
dude, do you not know?
Kanye did something with Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They're like, man, Kanye's putting this Paul McCartney guy on the map.
Kanye's a nice guy.
It was that Paul McCartney and Rihanna song.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
that one. It was
3,
that
4,
one.
7.
Yeah, it was that one.
Damn,
That's funny.
I love Ye, man. He gets a bad rap.
Well,
He deserves his rap.
He's
he's
a weird
crazy as
dude.
shit.
He's crazy.
Hey,
It's
man.
tough. It's tough during the Trump years. It was tough being a Kanye fan.
Absolutely, no,
It's
for
tough.
sure.
It was tough being a Kanye
Like
fan.
it's like the song that T.I. put out with Kanye. Like why are you doing this, man?
It
Like
was tough. It was tough being a Kanye fan.
absolutely.
But we're here.
It's
We're here. We're here.
is it was it Pete Davidson made a hat said make Kanye 2007 again?
Yeah, bro.
You know,
Some people grow, you know what I mean, and progress. Like when we look back at our first 10 episodes, we were talking about it earlier, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we've come somewhere. I'm sure you do the same thing with your music. You're like, man, I've got somewhere. I
Right.
feel like there's a serious regression when it comes to Kanye.
I think it's like when you get to the top, like where else do you go?
That's fact. Yeah.
Like where else do you? What do you do? And I think you drive yourself crazy.
Fucking
trying
act
to-
crazy and fall hard, man.
You drive yourself crazy trying to find that next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and when you're only going against yourself, like your only competition is you.
yeah.
I think this, like, I couldn't imagine being in that space.
maybe that's why he kind of like had a little kerfuffle with Jay-Z. You know?
Yeah, man. Like, I mean,
Like I get I kind of like the whole thing was Kim wanted to be friends with B and B didn't want to be friends with Kim and then Kanye got upset. But I'm like what do you do? I mean,
what do you do?
I don't know.
I don't know. Those are billionaire problems.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
It's a billionaire
That's too many
problem.
decimals. That's
Billionaire problem.
the decimal problems on that are way out. exceed mine.
Comma problems.
Decimal?
Comma.
No, I'm decimal.
Yeah, you were decimal.
I'm point.
Negative and
I've
then
got
decimal.
We're decimal.
We got decimal problems.
My dog money is horrible right now.
I think that might be the name of the episode. We got decimal problems.
We got decimal.
I don't want to get into the dog money right now. That's
Oh,
pretty
man.
How
sad.
do you feel about that?
Pretty sad.
Man, I made mine and got out.
You smart.
you.
You were
made
smart.
I made mine and got out. But but then when it shot back up, I was sitting there like, oh man, should I get back?
I should have got back in.
I
yeah.
should have got back in, but I'm happy that
Yeah.
I just got out.
I feel like a fool.
Take your wins, man.
Yeah,
Take your wins.
take
I'm still holding. I still think something's going to happen. I mean, this shit's cyclical, but it sucks right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
So, in Fort Worth, how do you feel about the rap hip hop scene here that's happening in Fort Worth? Like, I mean, you see other like bigger cities blowing up and
Right.
things like that, but like it never seemed that big here in Fort Worth. So, do you think like there's a lot of room to grow? Could it be better?
Yeah, I think that there is a lot of room to grow. I think that it definitely, and when I say could be better, I think that it's about like industry stuff.
Yeah.
It's not about talent.
Right.
Fort Worth does not have a talent issue at all. Like that is not Fort Worth's problem. Fort Worth has a industry. We have one of my homeboys posted this, and I was like, yeah, I rock with this. He said Fort Worth has a bunch of Michael Jordans, but no Phil Jackson.
Okay, yeah,
Love that.
Like it has.
That's
it
a
has
great analogy.
It has a bunch, but there's no Phil, and it's like you don't have anybody running that, and I think that once you get those people in those positions who can do different things for that and have some connections to the industry, you'll definitely see Fort Worth take the next step. But if we're talking on a local scene and just not like national, I think Fort Worth still has a ways to go, even like in the local scene. There's only, 4 venues you can play rap in Fort Worth.
yeah.
That's like a damn shame, and there's a stigma, about hip hop and different things like that, and like what kind of crowd it brings, and like stupid stuff, and like I've heard it time and time again, but I think that Fort Worth has to get past that if you want a vibrant scene. I mean, and let's be real, man. The most listened genre in the world right now is hip hop.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, Cowtown, all of that. That's cool. But Fort Worth wants to fashion themselves as the modern West. We want to be modern, then come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on. So I think that that's there. And I'm working to kind of like break down those walls and like and working with different organizations to try to do stuff like that. But I think that's the next step that Fort Worth has to take. It has to get over this whatever stigma that it has about hip hop and rap.
But it's crazy. Like, I mean, okay, so you hear like in the news and all this stuff, and you see like, well, there was people shot at this club or whatever. Okay, cool. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. But you look back in time, there was. Metallica didn't play a show because the guy burns his arm and the city fucking burned. They rioted.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like you're going to have, you got bad apples in every genre, every organization. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So you got to get past that stigma. I would love to see more. Like, I would absolutely love to see more. We need more venues in general, I think.
Yeah.
And then having that not just be exclusive to only certain genres of music. I mean, we need it for everything, really.
Question: do you think Fort Worth can support that though? More venues? And this is my issue. We have the people,
right?
But do we have the? I don't know if Fort Worth has the going out culture.
It's getting the people out. Yeah.
Trying to sell pre-sale tickets to a local rap show, is like pulling teeth.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's like a root canal. I mean, like every time, but it's cool because it always ends up like day of. Everybody's like, I'm coming. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I even talked to some of the a venue owner, and he was like, "Hey man, you won't believe this. We will have a show here, and they'll only sell 20 pre-sale tickets." And the band will be like, "No, we're skipping y'all's date because y'all aren't like," and we'll be like, "No, trust us. We're just not a pre-sale. Like,
right,
trust us.
show up.
They'll show up, and they show up, and they have it sold out."
That's
so I'm
crazy.
like, it's crazy. I don't know why Fort Worth is like that.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm like, how do we? Because I think if you change that, then you'll see more Fort Worth venues pop up.
I think the main reason is we're still in this growing format, right? Like as a city, you kind of go from this like growing and trying to figure out what you're doing. And we have had a lot of growth over the past 4 or 5 years, right? And there are so many things to do. Like every day there's a new restaurant or a new bar. And we're like, we tried to hit everything up and we're like so behind. Right. I mean, you miss out on like just a month of going out and like there's another 100 places you haven't been to. And so it's almost overwhelming at some, point that there's so many places to go to. Now, from a venue standpoint, no, right? But if I've got other options or other bars or breweries or restaurants to go to, I might miss that show because I want to go check something else out. True. You know what I mean? And so I think that until we get, and I think that post-pandemic we'll probably get there, but like we're growing, and once we get to like this norming stage, right? After the forming, getting to this norming stage, then we can finally like take off and this kind of stuff will blow up.
Is that an actual word, norming?
Yeah.
Yeah, the forming, norming.
Forming, norming, okay.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I've never heard that.
It's a thing.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I mean, I think you're right. I don't like having to go all the way to Dallas because Dallas has
Well, they got all sorts of stuff.
All sorts with plenty of space to have like a nice big show.
Yep. But they have for years.
Yeah. They've been well established for a long time.
I think the city needs to invest more in that because they don't understand like how big the city is and how big it's been growing. We need more like medium-sized venues because like what big venues we have here? The convention center and Dickies.
Yeah.
Smaller areas. We used to have Capitol Bar.
Yeah.
You know, you play a show. Tulips, thank God they're open. Shipping and receiving is closed, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on. Like,
Ridgely
Ridgely
Theater used to be a big thing. I don't even know what they are now.
They're like I don't even know.
They're a church. I think they're a church.
Church, yeah.
I think
but like, you know, shipping and receiving, I ran into Leon over there. That's where I saw Leon, you know, and you don't
remember Live Oak?
Oh yeah,
dude, yes.
I loved Live Oak.
Live Oak was a great place. Yeah,
Live Oak. Yeah. I loved Live Oak. Yeah.
But and now what is that? What is Live Oak over there?
I think it's like an arcade bar. Or
something.
Bar. Yeah.
And they had like another venue down the street from that. And now this had to be like 2 years ago. But like I don't think Fort Worth. They need to do something because like there's so much potential here that the city is just not understanding. I don't want to go to Varsity and see Little Dicky.
Yeah.
Like I want to see a local guy.
But I do want to see Lil Dicky, just not at Varsity.
True.
That's true. I give you that too. Yeah.
But it's like I need Lola somewhere at Lola's. You know, the trailer park of Lola's. You play a show over there.
Yeah.
And so like your show coming up, it's gonna like show what we can do.
Yeah.
I think it's like you have a whole collective of artists.
Yeah.
That are gonna come together. play good music, have a great time, drink a couple beers, drink a couple shots, and enjoy great fucking music.
And drink more shots.
Fucking A, yeah.
And then more shots.
And then more shots.
I think that we could talk about this almost the entire episode.
Give your
really,
local artists more shots.
Don't do that. Not after my set though. After my set though.
I love seeing artists that know how to like contain themselves though, and you'll see like a line of shots on the stage, and you're like, good for you. And then the show ends, and they're just like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, bro. As soon as the show's over, it's done. But like, yeah, nah. Before I just I got to keep it like right here, right
Sipping them a little bit,
here. Yeah, I've been there.
We also don't have the I don't want to get into it. We don't have public transportation either, like Dallas does. But okay, so
well, I mean, like, real quick though, what festival we got? Fortress Festival. That's like the only big festival that we really have.
They had Ubi do like the EDM one.
EDM,
you know the EDM one. That was it.
So we've got these two festivals, and I haven't been that impressed with Fortress except for
the one with
Run the Jewels,
and Nathaniel
Rateliff.
But we've got Dickies now.
Yeah.
Like I think that there's more to come.
I think there's some more.
So maybe we get bigger stuff coming to Dickies. People realize, okay, Fort Worth's actually got something, and it starts trickling down. Maybe that happens. I don't know.
But it's not the small or the big. It's kind of that medium.
It's
that we're needing, right?
Yeah.
But
So we were talking about like your show coming up and collectives. I was talking about earlier. Like, how do you feel about artists coming together to form like a group, like a Tribe Called Quest,
Like Tribe Called Quest,
or like De La Soul, Odd Future? You know, they got
Wu-Tang,
heavy hitters.
Yeah. How do you feel about like a group like that getting together to like increase
awareness and everything?
Absolutely.
That would help. I feel like right now Fort Worth is like, I call it like little islands. There's like a million little islands, and like you know, on your island you're the king,
right?
And the thing is, do you want to step off your island and not be the king anymore, and like to form this group? And then like you know what I mean? And that's the question like a lot of people ask themselves. So I'm all for it. I think that there's a lot of different things we could do. I'm always down to collaborate and work together. But you know, it's a tall ask to ask somebody to step off their like step out their jurisdiction. You know what I mean?
But there's always room to grow, right?
There's always room to grow. There's always room to grow.
It's like that saying, like, I'd rather be the worst person on a good team than the best on the worst team. Like,
True.
I mean,
you get a ring if you're the worst person on the.
Hey, true.
You sit on the bench, you still get a ring.
You get a ring.
True.
Man.
KD got no one. KD is amazing, but you know.
Yeah.
You got a ring.
He got a ring.
You get a ring.
He's got his
it.
rings. Yeah. Not this year though. Poor guy.
Dang.
Is there any artists that that are not with us anymore that you would, if you could go back in time to see, like one of your idols from like that's dead or whatever? Like you can only pick one.
I can only pick one.
Only pick one. Like,
okay, I got you. Bob Marley.
Oh yeah,
Bob Marley.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, Bob Marley would
get some of that volcano weed.
Yeah, man. That volcano.
What is this volcano?
Volcano weed.
The best soil from a volcano. Like, you get the best soil, and you just grow some weed in
Do
it.
you know that to be fact?
Yes.
I feel like you don't know this to be
Google
fact.
it. Google it.
I'm not
The
gonna.
most nutritious
Google
soil
that.
ever.
Yeah, but Bob.
Bob Marley. Yeah.
Bob.
Okay.
Easy, Bob.
I think he'd be a cool guy. Just like sit down and like talk life about.
Like if you watch his old interviews, you're like, dude, this dude was like steps ahead.
Yeah, next level.
Oh yeah.
He's like the Jamaican Gandhi.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Like just that, or the Dalai Lama or whatever. He's just got that vibe. Like he knows some stuff and can shed some light on things.
I got one more, and I know I'm only supposed to have one.
Okay,
go for it. Yeah,
go for it. Yeah,
one more. Sam Cooke. Like,
yes.
Sam Cooke. There we go.
Okay,
Those two.
Sam Cooke, Bob Marley.
But yeah, those are my two.
Nice.
Like you're gonna set up a show. Like you're gonna bring them back from the dead. And it's gonna be a Sam Cooke, Bob Marley show. Okay,
yeah, man. Let me get 2 minutes on the stage.
I love it.
Open up.
Oh, I'm your opener.
You imagine spending a whole day with those two, just kind of hanging out.
Oh man,
It'd be crazy.
Who's your favorite artist right now?
right now, J. Cole.
J. Cole.
J. Cole's my
Gonna
favorite.
go to the tour whenever.
Yeah, I'm already
October.
I got my bot set up and everything. My bot set
Oh,
up.
you're one of those.
No, I'm not one.
God damn it.
I wish I was. I wish I
Holy
was.
shit, man.
Got my bot set up.
That's
and
how he's
ready
got
to
all the
go.
Supreme shit.
Yeah.
How do you feel like? I mean, we've been. Damn came out like 4 years ago.
I need some Kendrick, man.
Yeah.
I need some. I'm past
dying.
due. I'm past due for some Kendrick.
I'm dying for that Kendrick and J. Cole collab.
It's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen, but you know.
I talked to my friend about this today on the phone. I was like, there's no upside for them to drop an album together.
No.
Because like if they drop in, they're two of the biggest.
Yeah.
If they drop an album, all you can say is that like, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't this. It wasn't that.
No way.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. But
what about Jay-Z, Kanye? Come on.
The Black Friday freestyle. I'll still listen to that.
I'll listen to it.
I fuck with that. Like they each do their even whenever I hook up my phone to my car and ADHD comes on, I'm like,
yeah, because it's always the number one song in the library. A dot. Yeah.
So I have something to tell you about Kendrick.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I heard. Have you heard this?
I don't know. No, I haven't heard this.
Okay. There were NDAs signed, but I didn't sign an NDA, so it was just told to me, so it's all good.
What the fuck?
Kendrick shot a video in Fort Worth.
Shut up.
Last year.
What the fuck?
Kendrick Lamar was in Fort Worth last year. Just letting you know that.
Oh my fucking
God. Okay.
You got a signature on one of your vinyls, right? From Kendrick?
Yeah, but that was the one you get on the website and you sign. God damn it.
They can't sue me because I
No, you didn't sign nothing.
You didn't sign it.
I didn't sign it. Somebody called me and they said, "Hey Lou, I don't know what you can do with this information, but you just need to know."
Oh my God.
You just need to know he's in the city right now. I'm like, okay.
They had you.
What do I do with this news?
I don't know what to do with this.
No location information, just he is in your city.
No, they told me the location. I was like, so I can run up there and get my ass kicked? What am I going to do? Like,
Kendrick's like this tall and his bodyguard's going to whoop your ass.
Like, what am I going to do from here? Like, I was like, word, thanks, man.
You're going to go wash up, man.
I just picture like you walk into a parking garage and you got someone there like to give you this information. You know, the lights come on, you can't see who it is. Kendrick is in the city.
He's in town.
He's right here in Sundance Square right now.
It was for a music video shoot?
That's what I heard.
What's your favorite Kendrick song?
Kendrick, damn, I like his early stuff,
like Section 80,
or before that, the Overly Dedicated.
Oh wow.
Dude, let me tell you something. I went to see a Kendrick show in Deep Ellum when Overly Dedicated was out. This was before anybody. It was like maybe 50 people there.
Wow.
Dang.
Like it was maybe 50 people there. Like when the songs are off, you can hear people talking at the like that. Next year, swimming pools. Like next time came around, swimming pools.
Yeah.
Poof.
This had to be 20,
Dude, I love stories like that though, where you it's not that you were trying to get something exclusive, but you like this guy, you go see him before they're nothing, and then all of a sudden they blow up and you're just like, yeah, I was there, whatever.
I was there.
I was there at the beginning.
Yeah.
So who put you on Kendrick? Like how before? I mean, because if there was only 50 people there, obviously it wasn't that big of a deal.
Twitter, Tumblr at that point in time. Like I think I heard one of his songs on Tumblr. It was like that. It's called Michael Jordan or something like that. Like that Kendrick song, Michael Jordan. Like I heard that one. I was like, okay, I'm too much for it. I'm too much. I was like, okay, let me go check it out. And I checked it out, and I was like, yo, this is just amazing. And like, yeah, it's funny because I'm like I get like really deep into like the underground stuff, and I try to put my boys onto it.
Yeah,
and they'll be like, I don't know, man. Like I don't know. Like I remember trying to put one of my homeboys on Kendrick, and he was like, I don't know, bro. And then like he blows up.
And then he's like, yo.
And then the next year, I tried to put him on the Schoolboy Q.
Oh!
And then he was like, nah. And then he blew. I'm like, come on, man. I'm telling you, I know a little bit. Like, give me some credit. I know a little bit. Everybody's not a winner, but I make the right choice more times than not. So yeah.
How do you feel about Logic?
I like his first album.
Was Under Pressure?
Under Pressure is amazing.
Yeah.
I think that he got lazy.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's a great rapper when he's focused, but like not every rapper can like be like Jay-Z could not be focused on like making an album, could do like 100 million other things and still put out like great music. I think some artists need to be like focused on the music, and I don't think Logic. Like I think Logic lost his focus a little bit. I like his message and everything, but like as far as like his rapping goes, it's a lot of like nursery rhymes.
It's not the way like Under Pressure was like. That's the first time I heard Logic.
Yeah.
This was like 2014.
Yeah.
And of course, works
Buried
so
Alive.
much.
I love that song.
Yeah.
I love that song. Yeah.
Works so fucking much. My greatest fear is I'm gonna die alone.
Yeah. Logic's awesome, but I think he has to be focused.
Yeah.
Like dialed in. Because you never like you'll get crazy stuff.
We have some friends, the Yardbirds. Like they just love hip hop, and that's where I met his wife. Like and his wife at a party, we just sang not Logic but Kanye. It's the only girl that I know. Like, but hip hop, like for me, is just there's so many new things that you can find.
Yeah,
there's so many types of hip hop, so many styles. There's never just one good style over the next. You can even people talk shit about we talked about the Migos flow, and people like adopt that.
Yeah,
people adopt all kinds of styles, and that's where like artists get kind of their sound, like you were saying. Like I felt like your earlier EPs had like a little Drake-ish James Fauntleroy sound, and like I loved that listening to that. So like how do you feel like we talked, like you said, there was people steal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say steal, I say borrow, like your influence with what you like.
It's influence.
It's influence.
Yeah. I don't mean steal, not in a negative.
True, absolutely.
Yeah, not in a negative connotation.
So like that's where my who's your favorite artist now? Because we all have like different points in our life where you're listening to a certain artist that influences you, and like where you're at now,
right?
Like where you're getting your sound,
right?
Your sound is yours,
yeah.
But like you still pull small things,
yeah, for sure. Like like you said, Migos flow, like all of everything, like the melodies that other people are doing nowadays and different things like that. The Lil Durks, the Lil Babies, the Baby, like everything you pull from all of that.
All the babies.
All the babies. You pull from all the babies. Like you pull from it, and you just try to take, like what I'd like to do when I hear something dope, I'm like, why do people like that?
Same.
I listen to it, I'm like, why do people like that?
Does it take you like a time to?
It takes it like you can listen like okay, I'll tell you this. One of my like guilty pleasure artists is Tyga. I like Tyga a lot. Why do I like Tyga? Because Tyga realized what he was good at, and he said, I'm gonna stick to just making club songs for girls to shake their ass to. That's it. And he's winning.
It works.
It works.
And yeah, like it just works.
Yeah.
So I love listening to him because I'm like, you figured out your formula. Everybody has their own formula.
Yeah.
But once you figure out your formula that worked, he's like, I'm just gonna run it into the ground until you don't want to hear this from me anymore. And like I think it's cool because as an artist, we all have to like figure out what works for us.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's cool about music and why you can't I always think it's funny when like other artists try to talk about or critique other artists, because I'm like, you could try to be Lou CharLe, but you can't be Lou CharLe.
Yeah.
I could try to be J.O.E. There's no way I could be J.O.E. I can't drink that much beer. I can't do that. I can't
Especially IPAs.
I can't drink the IPAs like that. I can't be J.O.E. That's my boy. I like it. There's no way I could possibly be J.O.E. You know what I mean? So what works for one person won't work for the next person, won't work for the next person. Absolutely. So you just got to sit here, and it's like being an artist is so cool because it's like a self-exploration. Like I got to figure out and like do a bunch of different stuff, and then I'm like, what feels good, one, and then what do people react to, and what once you find that that healthy marriage of both of those things, then you're like, you start seeing this happen, you start seeing an increase, but it's fun. It's fun.
I think it's funny because people can easily hate on somebody because of the type of music, right? Even they might be talented, they might not, but who cares? Kind of, because a lot of people like it, right? And so, like to your point, there's a market and there's a need for each one of these things.
Everything.
I don't have to be a big Flo Rida fan, but a lot of people are, and he's making a lot of money. Like I think back to like early Justin Timberlake after NSYNC, and I was like, I'm not I'm not listening to like these NSYNC guys like come out and do their own thing. And then he had a song with T.I. and I was like, okay, well, he's talented. Okay, whatever. Next thing I know, I'm this huge Justin Timberlake fan. I'm like, what the hell just happened? What happened just now?
Dude, like, was it T-Pain just came out with something where he talked about how Usher took him to the back.
You saw that?
Bro, I felt so fucking bad.
For T-Pain.
Bro, I mean, I downloaded the I Am T-Pain app.
Give us the story.
sorry.
I don't know the story.
So essentially, like T-Pain, it's called This Is Pop, right? The documentary or whatever. And he talked about how he was on a first class flight one night and Usher was on the flight. Usher, like the stewardess woke him up and said, hey, Usher wants to talk to you in the back. And so he goes over there and he's like, hey, you ruined hip hop, right? Like,
Like
told him
Usher
straight
says this
up.
to T-Pain?
Usher told it to, like, you ruined.
You ruined music for the real singer.
Yes, that's what he said.
Oh, shit.
And how T-Pain was like, that gave him depression. I mean, of course, it's going to give you depression.
Well,
Yeah, it's
man.
Usher.
And, of course, like Usher and like Jay-Z when he came out with Death to Auto-Tune. And like,
Yeah.
Dude, I probably would have popped Usher right in the face right then.
No,
though.
you wouldn't have.
I would have
Shut
thought
the
about
fuck
it.
No, you wouldn't.
I would have considered
That
it.
gorgeous man. You wouldn't have touched that face.
You wouldn't touch that.
I don't want to hurt you.
You wouldn't even, no. Don't even breathe towards him. Usher Raymond the fourth would not let you touch his face.
USHERRA.
YMONT.
But like,
Baby, tell me what you want to do with me.
but for real, like, why would you say that to somebody? Like,
I mean, at the time, I've kind of felt that. I mean, auto-tune for me at the time, I didn't like, but over time, I'm like, this is good.
It's not bad.
I was the same with the Migos. I was the same. I was like, man, fucking Migos, and then I'm like, bro, I fucking love them.
You find what works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he unlocked a tool that not everybody knew existed too, right? Like there's this new thing that, maybe some people don't like it, but a lot of people have used at one point in their career at this point.
yeah, and now you got this guy who blew up playing a song called White Iverson.
Yeah.
I mean, Posty uses it all the time.
All the time.
I mean, the dude's talented with like everything, it seems like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a tool. He found his niche. T-Pain found his niche,
It's like the sounds too. Like I'll say, I don't know if you've seen the Earworm Vox thing about Kanye and his voice.
No.
Like he's used his voice for like so many instruments. And
I think I saw. Yeah.
And like they used Justin Vernon as an example, Bon Iver.
Yeah.
And how like it influenced like so many sounds, but the best instrument you can use is your voice, and you manipulate it.
But I think it's cool because I mean, you still have to be able to sing these.
Absolutely, for sure.
You still they're Mythbuster. You still have to be able to sing to use autotune and make it sound cool. Like, you know what I mean? So you might not be all the way on pitch, but you still have to
make it fluctuate like that.
Yeah,
too. Like there's actual like
you have to be able to sing. You can't just come up with
Welcome to the good life.
What most people don't realize
perfect. It's beautiful.
is every mainstream artist out there, no matter what genre, they use some sort of pitch correction.
Especially
Whenever
at
it's
the
being-
live shows.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta go pee.
Yeah, whenever it's being produced, whatever. I mean,
Really,
to
dude?
take all the takes, but yeah, they're going to use some sort of pitch correction, especially at the live shows. Yeah,
Live
it's
shows.
So I got a very, very important question.
Okay.
A serious question.
All right, let's go.
yeah.
So-
I'm looking at it right now. It's
So on Family Portrait, you say you might stop rapping
Right.
and start a business.
Yeah.
What business would you start?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I honestly haven't thought about what business I would start.
It's in the song.
I probably would start like a gym. I'd probably start a gym. Like if I had to guess, I'd probably start a gym.
Are you a gym rat?
When I'm not rapping, like when I'm not in rapper mode, like when I'm in rapper mode, I eat like shit and like I just drink too much and but when I'm not like in like promo, come to Louisville June 26th. Like I'm in the gym. I try to get in the gym a lot. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. I think that might be it, or marketing.
You said that Fort Worth kind of needs it, right? Like this in between the artist and whatnot, right?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it's there for them. I have high hopes for Fort Worth. I think that Fort Worth can get it, but we just gotta. It's about bridging the gap, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I think that like while we're better than we were 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Hell of a lot better than we were 4 years ago. but it's like, yo, let's push this ball a little bit quicker. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I take it.
And you've been here 10 years. We've been here our whole damn lives, and we've seen that transition. Just even the last 10 years has been nuts. But like, especially in the last 10, because it's like the Super Bowl came, and then everything has changed since then.
Off. Yeah,
crazy.
But it's like, and one of the cool things about Louisville is like, it marks the first time that a Fort Worth venue let me headline a show there.
Really?
It was the first time. That's why that's why I did it. I did Lola's, and I sold it out.
Yeah.
The first time. And they were like, oh shit, there's something here. I'm like, I've been trying to like tell everybody that I got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like, that's why I kept bringing it back. And, you know, we sold Lola's, the Mass, Main and South Side to like now Tulip. So, you know, that's why I keep on.
Dude, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Man.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
So is there any other questions that you two have?
What's your favorite kind of pizza?
Of course there is.
Probably, I like barbecue chicken, man.
Really?
I do like.
From where though?
I don't know. I'm always a sucker for I'm like I'll roll the dice on barbecue. I'll roll the dice on barbecue. Like barbecue. I'm like maybe
It's a Domino's night barbecue chicken.
No, yeah, I'm not doing barbecue chicken. No, I'm not doing barbecue chicken at Domino's.
How do you feel about Cece's Pizza?
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up on
for sure.
Nostalgia.
Okay.
Back whenever it was like what, $2.99?
Yeah.
Like nostalgia. Like I'll give it a go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite buffet? Like, what's your favorite buffet? Speaking of Cece's.
Oh my gosh. This is a buffet connoisseur over here. If you didn't know,
Really?
Yeah.
dude, he loves buffet.
Chicken fried
What's your
steak.
favorite?
Mine's Luby's. I had to say Luby's because
I grew up on Luby's too.
like they got a lot of good.
Luby's isn't a buffet though.
Fried,
There's
It's
just
not
a
a
cafeteria.
no,
it's a
it's
cafeteria.
same thing.
No, it's not. Buffet
not.
is all you can eat.
Yeah, like Golden Corral's a buffet.
Okay.
Furs
Ryan's.
was a
Furs and
Old school
Ryan's.
Ryan's.
Yeah, old school Ryan's, Old Country Buffet, Shoney's. Whenever
yeah.
it was here. What did y'all have in Houston? Like, I mean, like, whenever you go over there, what do you want to eat? What's the first thing you want to go?
When I go to Houston, Frenchies,
Okay.
fried chicken. Like, that's a go.
What's your favorite type of food?
Favorite type of food? It would have to be. I don't know. I don't have an emotional connection to food.
Really?
It's really weird.
Good for
I don't
you.
have. I don't have an emotional connection.
Okay, is there anything that your mom like makes that you're just like, I gotta eat it? Like if I'm going to see my mom,
yeah, she makes some like good like chicken marinara with like
nice.
yeah, like she whenever I go back in town,
Yeah.
and she throw down on that.
Okay.
And
I love that.
I'm like, mom,
The best. Those are the best meals.
I'm like, yeah, something with some pasta and
Lord have mercy.
fill me up, like I'm not doing anything else, like after I eat, yeah. But I don't. It's weird. I don't really have emotional connection to food.
Have you ever been to Crawfish and Noodles there in Houston?
No,
Bro.
really.
Next time you go to Houston, crawfish. Do you like crawfish?
I do.
Okay, so crawfish and noodles like this Viet Cajun mix of crawfish. And they'll take crawfish and a bunch of other stuff and they'll toss it in like this garlic, butter, lemongrass seasoning stuff.
Sounds great.
The best crawfish I've ever had in my entire life.
crazy.
Insane. It's been on like different food shows and stuff like that. That's
crazy.
why we heard
So-
about it, but so good.
So like with me in Houston, I lived in Houston till I was like 10.
Yeah.
And then I moved. So I like a lot of people are always like, well, you're from Houston. I'm like, I don't really like.
Oh, this is new.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was 10 years old and like, you know, I'm connected to Houston sports, but outside of that, like, you know.
So where you're the places you've been? Like where?
Trinidad and Tobago.
Really?
Yeah. And then Cairo, Egypt.
Oh,
nice.
Our buddies in Egypt.
Zeus?
Yeah.
I've listened to the episode.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I've listened to episodes.
How long were you in Cairo?
I was in Cairo for like high school.
Yeah.
All of
That's
high school.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went a few months ago. It was awesome.
Really?
oh, you
enjoyed
say
it.
we, like not
My
us.
wife and I, yeah. My wife and I went to go see Zeus and his wife.
Where's he at?
They are in what is the? It's just outside of Cairo, but it's like where the
Expats are?
Yeah.
Mahdi?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mahdi.
That's where I grew up. That's where I was like,
Yeah, she probably. I mean, I think Crystal teaches at a school that is a lot of expat or some of the
CAC?
more money too. Maybe
CAC?
I don't know. I can check, but loved that area though.
Did you go on a felucca?
I don't know what that is.
Did you go out on the Nile on a little
Oh,
boat?
yeah.
Yeah, the felucca.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Did you go to Road 9?
No,
You can go to Road 9.
That's so cool.
Road 9's like it's like the canal street of like it's like just you just get a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's where we used to go and like get like beer. Like we just get like a case of beer and take it out on Falusa.
Yeah.
And then like float the Nile and all kinds of stuff.
That's
like
crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Like a high school experience, like overseas.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts.
Did y'all ever like watch like those old high school movies and like how do they do that? Like I don't know.
Yeah, we did. Like it's so funny because this is when I like realized that like we're all the same. It was like, you know, you go over there and like we have like as an American, we have an interesting or depiction of what we think the you know foreign like a foreign country. We have an interesting depiction of them, and then to talk to them who my age been the same thing, and they're like, hey, do y'all really dance at parties? Like they show y'all that like on TV, like they've been watching like Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
And, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like they think that's like America. They watch Saved by the Bell. They're like that's how y'all are. Is that really how y'all are? Like you know what I'm saying? They're like, no, not like it's not like that at all. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Big
Or
cell
as
phones.
soon as you say you're from Texas, you're like, you got horses?
always.
Cowboy hat?
Always.
Riding a horse to school every day.
Every day. But you know, in Egypt they'd be like I would be like, well, do y'all ride camels every day?
Some of them. We were on the highway and there's like horse and buggies and like
That's true.
weird buses that people are just pulling off on the side of the road and jumping in. There's like tire changes on the side of the highway. Dude, it's crazy.
Horse buggy.
Yeah.
You know,
20 people to one van.
20 people to one van.
Yep.
No, there are no lanes.
No.
There's no lanes painted on the road.
And if there are, there's still like 6 cars
They're
in
a
a
mere-
4-lane situation.
They're a mere suggestion.
They're a mere suggestion. It's man.
That's cool.
Yeah. I haven't been back in a minute, but it's on the to-do list. Still got a lot of friends over there. Shout out.
Well,
Cairo.
we're going to be going next year. So
For that's the
yeah.
plan. We're planning on making a trip back out there because they're going to be.
dope.
Zeus is coming back in like 8
Next week.
days.
A week.
Yeah.
Really?
And then they're here for about a month, and then they're back, and then so we're going to try to.
They'll probably be there for another at least a year, but probably 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dope experience. If I can go, I encourage it 110%.
I'm just hoping that when we go, COVID will be all settled down, and we can actually travel across borders and go someplace else as well.
Oh no, we're going to have space aids.
Y'all should go to Sharm. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
Did he tell you about that?
That's on the Red Sea, right?
Yeah.
we did do that.
Y'all did that?
Yeah, we did some snorkeling. We grabbed a boat. We stayed out on the water all day. It was awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Shit I shouldn't have been doing as like a 16-year-old. like it
ruins the rest of your life because it was so great.
It just fucked up.
But you know-
I was like,
It's cool shit though, because you can look back at life and be like, I had these life experiences that not many people got to have.
right.
And look where I'm at now, and look how it molded me.
Yeah. It did a good job on like just perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and then also being able to like talk to other people and understanding like, because at a young age I had to come to the like conclusion that like you have a totally different background than me and you have a totally different perspective than me. Mm-hmm. So like let's try to figure this out.
Yeah.
You know, like figure like come to some sort of agreement on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm being told a metropolitan school.
Metropolitan school.
Oh.
I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
Probably
Well, there
do.
you go.
But
Probably
Cairo's like a huge city. It's
Yeah,
a huge
yeah.
city.
There's more. I think I saw that there's more people in Cairo than the state of Texas.
I believe
just like
that.
the
I
immediate
believe-
like metropolitan Cairo area. It was nuts. We were looking at numbers. We were drinking beers and looking at numbers because we were curious. So I don't remember the exact, but I'm pretty sure it's like more than the state of Texas.
It was crazy. I'll never forget. I had like a it was like a homecoming. And it was like the homecoming after party, right?
Yeah.
And like, imagine me telling my parents, they're like, so where's the homecoming after party at? It's a Cairo like club, foreign country. I don't speak Arabic. I don't speak the language at all. I'm like, Mom, it's at the place. That was the name of that was the name. I never forget this. She looked at me like, what? I said, it's at the place. My mom,
Mom's like, you're making up something.
you're making this up. I was like, Mom, I swear to God, it's at the place. I had to call like 3 other moms. And they Hey, tell your mom where's that? Set the play, like, but you had to jump through hoops. Like, yeah, man, awesome. It was a crazy experience, fun stuff.
That's cool. You got to learn that at an early age, though. I think that that's missing in a lot of people that don't travel is they don't get to understand and put themselves in other people's shoes, which is the biggest thing about traveling. I didn't start traveling until I was probably like 25, and so I didn't quite understand it. But looking back and all the things that I've learned from traveling and getting to see how no one lives like we live. Nobody. Like no one lives. Nobody. We are extremely fortunate.
So blessed.
And so I don't know. I think it's very interesting. I think more people need to kind of engage that way and do those things if they can, because there's so much to learn.
Yeah, man. If you see it with your own eyes, and even like Trinidad, like over there at Trinidad, if you see it with your own eyes, you'll be like, okay, yeah, we're blessed. And then also like, what can we do to bridge the gap again? Like bridge the gap. What can we do to bridge the gap, man? And it puts something on you. It puts something on you. Like this, just different. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool, man. Well, I think that we're about to wrap up. Man, we've had such a fun time with you.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed it.
What's your ideal Sunday?
Oh my God!
What's my ideal Sunday?
Yeah,
I'm sleeping in.
Nice. Okay,
that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing after Louisville. We're sleeping in.
We ain't doing
it's
brunch,
probably gonna be a long night though. Let's be real.
It's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be so much fun, and yeah, I'm happy for y'all guys to come out. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be a good time. So, what are some things you'd like to plug or let people know before we go ahead and wrap up?
Yeah, Louisville June 26th. Y'all pull up. It's gonna be a great show. It's gonna be like stacked lineup. Life Goes On, new album out, dropped on May 24th. You can still get it through whoisloucharles.com. And then, just follow me at Lou CharLe on all social platforms.
Perfect, man. We absolutely appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
This has been fun. It's very awesome to meet you finally.
For sure.
So thank you, sir.
I appreciate it. Thanks,
everyone already out there watching us on YouTube and Twitch. If you haven't already done so, please hit subscribe, follow, like, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. You can also follow us on social media at The Funky Panther. We exceeded 1,000 followers on Instagram finally, so we're going to have a giveaway here pretty soon. You can also find us at thefunkypanther.com. We've got all of these different things linked so you can catch us there. So we absolutely appreciate you all. You can also, call us at 817-677-0408. Text us, call us, leave us some feedback, question, whatever you want to do. But thank you, everyone. Stay good, Fort Worth. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
And we are the Funky Panther! Hey, who's Lou CharLe?
Well, I mean, he's right here.
Right here.